What if I told you that Batman, the hero everyone treats as untouchable, has been punished for his actions more times than you realize? That the universe looked at the Dark Knight's choices and said, no, you don't get away with this. I'm not talking about villains getting lucky shots. I'm talking about consequences, karma. The moments where Batman's own decisions came back to destroy him in ways he couldn't punch his way out of. Today, I'm counting every time Batman got exactly what he deserved. Not what fans wanted, not what the story needed. What Bruce Wayne had coming based on the choices he made. Some of these might make you angry. Good, let's get into it. Batman created detailed plans to neutralize every Justice League member, his own teammates, his own friends. He wrote assassination protocols for people who would die for him, and then Ra's al Ghul stole those files and used them. Superman was poisoned with kryptonite. Martian Manhunter was set on fire. Wonder Woman was trapped in endless combat. The Flash was incapacitated. Every single plan worked exactly as designed against Batman's allies. The League nearly died because of Batman's paranoia. And when they confronted him, demanding to know why he would create such things, Batman didn't apologize. He said he'd do it again. The karma, the League voted on expelling him. Batman's own team, the people he claimed to protect the world alongside, looked at him and said, we don't want you here anymore. He resigned before the vote finished, but he knew, he saw it in their eyes, the trust was gone. The family he'd found was fractured, and it was entirely his fault. Batman thought he was being smart. He thought preparation justified betrayal. The universe disagreed. He got to keep his contingency plan. He lost the people they were supposed to protect. Here's the thing about paranoia. Sometimes it creates the very isolation it fears. Batman prepared for his friends to become enemies, and by preparing, he made sure they never fully trusted him again. He deserved that. Batman recruits children to fight his war. He takes traumatized kids, trains them for violence, and sends them against murderers and psychopaths. He calls it mentorship. Tim Drake paid the price. The Joker kidnapped Robin, tortured him for weeks, brainwashed him into Joker Jr., a miniature version of the Clown Prince, complete with white skin, green hair, and shattered sanity. When Batman finally found Tim, the damage was permanent. Tim Drake, a child Bruce swore to protect, was broken beyond repair. And in the confrontation that followed, Tim shot the Joker. A child became a killer because Batman made him a target. Tim never wore the mask again. The psychological damage was too severe. Bruce's partner, his responsibility, his soldier, destroyed. And where was Batman during those weeks of torture? Looking, searching, failing. The world's greatest detective couldn't find one child in time. This was karma for every time Batman put a minor in danger, every time he justified child soldiers with training and preparation, every time he pretended that Robin was a partnership instead of exploitation. Tim Drake's destruction wasn't the Joker's victory. It was the universe punishing Bruce Wayne for treating children as weapons. He deserved that, and he knows it. That guilt is why old Bruce in Batman Beyond is so broken. He never forgave himself for Tim. He never should have. Batman Beyond shows us where Bruce Wayne ends up, and it's exactly what he deserved. Dick Grayson left and never came back. Not because Dick failed, because Bruce pushed him away until leaving was the only option. Bruce couldn't handle a partner who challenged him, so he made sure Dick had no reason to stay. Barbara Gordon left after losing their child and realizing Bruce would never choose her over the mission. She gave him chances. She waited for him to prioritize their relationship. He didn't. He couldn't. The mission always won. Tim Drake was so traumatized he couldn't be in the same city as Batman. The sight of the costume triggered psychological breakdowns. Bruce didn't just lose Tim, he created conditions where Tim had to flee to survive. Alfred died. The one person who loved Bruce unconditionally, who stayed through every mistake, who never stopped believing Bruce could be better. Gone. And Bruce was alone to realize he'd wasted every moment Alfred gave him. By Batman Beyond, Bruce Wayne lives in a crumbling mansion with a dog. No friends, no family, no legacy except a teenager he manipulates into continuing his war. This is karma. Decades of pushing people away, prioritizing the mission over relationships, treating loved ones as liabilities, and now he has exactly what he created, nothing. Bruce Wayne spent 60 years choosing Batman over everything. The universe gave him what he chose, Batman, only Batman, forever. He deserved that. Batman distrusted Hawkgirl from the beginning. He watched her. He kept files on her. He treated her like a potential threat while she treated him like a teammate. The League said Batman was paranoid. They said he needed to trust people. They said his suspicion was damaging the team. Then Hawkgirl betrayed everyone to the Thanagarians. Batman was right. His paranoia was justified. Hawkgirl was a spy the entire time. Every smile, every mission, every moment of bonding. Intelligence gathering for an alien invasion. So where's the karma? Batman was right. Shouldn't that be victory? Here's the punishment. Being right didn't help. Batman knew something was wrong with Hawkgirl. He suspected her. He watched her. And he still couldn't prevent the betrayal. His preparation, his paranoia, his contingencies, none of it stopped the Thanagarian invasion. The karma isn't being wrong. The karma is being right and it not mattering. Batman spent years creating distance, gathering intelligence, preparing for the worst. And when the worst came, he was just as blindsided as everyone else. The paranoia didn't protect anyone. It just made him lonely and unprepared. He deserved that because paranoia without action is just anxiety. Batman watched Hawkgirl for years and did nothing with the information until it was too late. What's the point of being the world's greatest detective if you can't prevent the crimes you see coming? The Justice Lord showed Batman exactly what he could become, and he couldn't argue with it. Lord Batman wasn't corrupted, wasn't manipulated, wasn't mind controlled. He was Bruce Wayne, who made slightly different choices under slightly different circumstances. Same trauma, same training, same principles, just applied differently. Lord Batman helped run a fascist regime. He assisted in lobotomizing criminals. He built surveillance systems that monitored every citizen. He became everything our Batman claims to fight again. And when our Batman met his counterpart, Lord Batman didn't seem evil. He seemed tired, practical. He'd stopped pretending the lines mattered and just did what worked. The karma, our Batman couldn't say Lord Batman was wrong. Lord Batman pointed out the obvious. Our world is still broken. Crime still exists. Villains still escape and kill. How many more people have to die before our Batman admits his methods don't actually work? Our Batman had no good answer because there isn't one. His refusal to cross lines means villains keep killing. His sacred principles have a body count. The Justice Lords were a mirror, and Batman had to look at his reflection and see a monster that made logical sense. He deserved that confrontation. He deserved to see where his path leads, and he deserved to have no argument against it, except I don't want to become that. That's not morality. That's preference. And preference isn't enough to justify the deaths his principles allow. This one is the darkest karma Bruce ever received. And the shows barely acknowledge it. Bruce Wayne had a relationship with Barbara Gordon, his protege, his partner's ex-girlfriend, a woman young enough to be his daughter. The power dynamics were catastrophic from the start. Barbara got pregnant. She lost the baby while on a mission, being Batgirl, fighting criminals, putting herself in danger while carrying Bruce's child. She miscarried because she was still doing the job Bruce trained her to do. The relationship ended. Barbara left the costume. She became Commissioner Gordon and spent decades warning Terry McGinnis away from Batman. She'd seen what Bruce does to people who love him. This was karma for every inappropriate relationship Bruce ever had. Karma for the power imbalances he ignored. Karma for treating partners as extensions of the mission rather than people with their own lives. Barbara Gordon was one of the best heroes Gotham ever had. She could have been Oracle. She could have continued saving lives in a different way. Instead, she was so damaged by Bruce Wayne that she abandoned heroism entirely. Bruce didn't just lose Barbara, he lost what Barbara could have become. He corrupted her potential by making her part of his darkness. Here's a question for you. Was the relationship with Barbara a mistake or proof that Bruce Wayne destroys everyone who gets close to him? Drop a comment. He deserved to lose her. He deserved for it to hurt, and based on old Bruce's isolation, it still does. Batman is a human who fights gods. He has no powers, no healing factor, no supernatural resilience, just training, technology, and stubbornness. His body paid the price. In Batman Beyond, we see Bruce Wayne forced to pick up a gun during a mission. His heart is failing. His strength is gone. He can't be Batman anymore. Not because he chose to stop, but because his body physically cannot continue. That moment breaks him. Not because he almost died, because he he almost compromised his principles, because the gun was necessary, because Batman failed. This is karma for decades of abuse. Every time Bruce pushed through injuries, every time he ignored Alfred's medical advice, every time he treated his body as a tool to be used up rather than a vessel to be maintained. Bruce Wayne didn't retire because he found peace. He was forced out because he broke himself. And here's the cruel part. His mind is still sharp. His will is still strong. His desire to be Batman burns as hot as ever. But his body, the one thing he needed, is gone. He spent 60 years perfecting his mind and destroying his body. The universe gave him exactly what he built. A brilliant detective trapped in a failing shell, watching someone else wear his costume. He deserved that. Every hero who told him to rest, every doctor who warned him about damage, every loved one who begged him to slow down, they were all right, and Bruce ignored them all. And the final karma is the cruelest, and Bruce doesn't even know about it. Terry McGinnis isn't a random kid who found the Batsuit. He's Bruce Wayne's biological son, created through Amanda Waller's genetic manipulation. Terry's father was rewritten. Terry's entire existence was engineered to produce another Batman. Waller planned to have Terry's parents murdered. She wanted to recreate Bruce's trauma, kill the McGinnises in front of Terry to forge another Dark Knight. The plan was only stopped because the assassin refused to create another orphan. Terry became Batman anyway. Different path, same destination. His genes demanded it. Here's the karma. Bruce Wayne's legacy isn't heroism. It's trauma reproduction. Everything Bruce built, the mission, the training, the symbol, it all requires suffering. You can't make a Batman without breaking someone first. And Waller proved it. She looked at Bruce Wayne's life and concluded that his pain was the point. That tragedy was the recipe. Bruce wanted Batman to mean something. He wanted the symbol to inspire. Instead, it inspired a government official to plot child murder. That's his legacy, not justice, not protection. The understanding that Batman requires destroying someone to create him. Terry doesn't know his origins, but Bruce's karma is living with a successor who exists because someone tried to replicate his trauma. The mission didn't transcend the pain. It made the pain essential. He deserved to see what his symbol actually means. He deserved to know that Batman isn't hope. It's a formula for creating broken people. So every time Batman got what he deserved, the contingency plans destroyed the League's trust. Tim Drake was broken because Bruce recruited children. Everyone left because Bruce pushed them away. Hawkgirl's betrayal proved paranoia doesn't prevent anything. The Justice Lord showed him his logical endpoint. Barbara's miscarriage was the cost of his inappropriate relationship. His body failed because he refused to stop. Terry exists because his trauma became a template. Batman fans don't like this framing. They want Bruce to be the hero who sacrifices everything for justice. But sacrifice implies choice. Consequences imply accountability. Bruce Wayne made choices. The universe held him accountable, and every punishment fit the crime. Which brings me to my final question. Did Batman deserve all of this, or is this take too harsh on a man who was just trying to help? Let me know in the comments. I want to see this debate, because here's the thing, Batman's karma is only part of the story. In my next video, I'm breaking down whether Batman actually loved being Batman and whether the mission was service or addiction. If you want more content like this, hit subscribe, and if this video made you uncomfortable, leave a like because that means it worked. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.